Hello, my name is Kathy, and today I'll be discussing how to use homeopathic remedies on ailments, continuing with esophagus, stomach, and duodenum ailments that start with the letter A. But before I do, I wanted to let you know that because I have a great many videos now on many different topics, that I've decided to make several different video playlists so that it's easier to find the videos of greatest interest. So please check out my playlist page. I'll be discussing how to use homeopathic remedies on specific ailments, but I've broken these ailments into categories for easier reference. I'll begin with ailments of the mind and emotions, then I'll move on to ailments of the brain and nervous system, then I'll address issues with the skin, nails, hair, eyes, ears, nose, teeth, gums, lungs, respiration, head, blood circulation, muscles, bone, joints, then ailments of the esophagus, stomach, duodenum, then the small and large intestines, liver, gallbladder, pancreas, kidney, bladder, then ailments specific to women and specific to men, and then issues of the hormone and the metabolism, and after that I'll address issues of homeopathic remedies on infections, infestations in the immune system, then issues surrounding fertility, pregnancy, surrounding childbirth and postnatal problems, then homeopathic remedies that address special problems in infants, ailments and diseases in childhood, and special issues of adolescence, and finally special issues of the elderly. Constitutional treatment involves treating the totality of the individual person. Everyone is a unique individual with a unique physiology that responds to substances differently. In homeopathy, it is recognized that people will react strongly to certain remedies, and as a result of this, they can be loosely placed into different categories called constitutional types. Homeopaths talk of, for example, phosphoric types. These are people who react strongly to phosphorus, or arsenicum album types, those who react strongly to arsenicum album. The belief is that people of one type share similarities in terms of body shape, character, and personality, and the sorts of diseases from which they suffer. As an example, Natrum Mur people tend to be pear-shaped, have a dark complexion, be fastidious and rigid in personality, and keep themselves to themselves. They also crave salt and suffer from constipation. As another example, Lycopodium types tend to be tall, gangly, and of a stooped appearance, with an anxious expression and a craving for sweets and a propensity to produce intestinal gas. Now, of course, constitutional treatments have their limitations. In reality, each person is an individual, and so there are as many constitutional types as there are human beings, and an account must be taken of the sum total of the person's inherent predispositions, past illnesses, diet, general reactions to the environment, intellectual and emotional features, and general attitude towards life. This is what is meant by constitutional treatment. I'll be making detailed videos of the various constitutional types after I've completed the use of homeopathic remedies on ailments. The ideas, procedures, and suggestions in this video and all my homeopathic videos are not intended as a substitute for the medical advice of a trained health professional. Consult your physician before adopting the suggestions in this video. If you're pregnant, do not attempt these techniques without the approval of your physician. So, let us continue with learning how homeopathic treatments can help with esophagus, stomach, and duodenum ailments. Today we will continue with the ailments that begin with the letter A. The digestive process begins in the mouth and continues in the stomach and duodenum. Food is rhythmically squeezed down the esophagus, which is a muscular tube about 10 inches long, past a one-way sphincter or valve and into the stomach. Usually food stays in the stomach for 3 or 4 hours, then enters the duodenum through another one-way sphincter. But a fatty meal can slow the process down, just as great stress can speed it up. When we see or smell food or anticipate a good meal, the brain not only tells certain cells in the stomach lining to start secreting digestive chemicals, but also tells others to secrete the hormone gastrin, which sets full-scale production of digestive juices in motion. The most important chemicals produced by the stomach are hydrochloric acid and the enzymes pepsin and lipase. The acid production by the stomach is of sufficient strength to liquefy meat and to kill the bacteria in food efficiently, protecting the rest of the digestive system from infection caused by putrefaction. It is also necessary for the absorption of calcium, iron, and other nutrients. Pepsin breaks down proteins into smaller units, and lipase has a similar effect on fats. Both enzymes require an acid environment. However, if the stomach did not also have millions of mucus-producing cells in its walls, it would start to digest itself. Ulcers are, in effect, areas where the mucus lining has been destroyed. Although the stomach mostly secretes substances that break food down, it also absorbs small molecules such as water, salts, vitamin B12, and alcohol, and feeds them into the bloodstream. Once in the duodeum, semi-digested food is made alkaline and further broken down by secretions from the pancreas, and any untreated fat in it's emulsified or broken down into very small droplets by bile from the gallbladder. Both the pancreas and gallbladder have ducts that open into the duodeum, and the flow of digestive juices through them is controlled by a series of hormones secreted as soon as food mixed with acid enters the duodeum. Achalasia. Achalasia is a loss of nervous coordination of the rhythmic squeezing movements, peristalsis, at the lower end of the esophagus. This causes a buildup of swallowed food and pain upon swallowing. Also chest pain, bad breath, a nasty taste in the mouth, and eventually weight loss and malnutrition. The cause is not known, although vitamin E deficiency may be a contributing factor. At first, fluids are difficult to swallow, then solids become difficult to swallow as well. If food is regurgitated, it may spill into the lungs and cause pneumonia. This condition is diagnosed by and X-rays with barium administered orally and or endoscopy. In orthodox medicine, it is then treated by antispasmodic drugs and by stretching the muscles at the base of the esophagus with water-filled bags or special dilator rods, or by cutting through some of the muscle at the entrance of the stomach. The following homeopathic remedies may help to relieve discomfort while treatment is being sought. Specific remedies to be taken 4 times daily for up to 3 weeks. The remedy of first choice is Cimicifuga 6C. If the symptoms are accompanied by a dry throat that feels plugged up and by chronic constipation and straining even when stools are soft and where only small amounts of food can be swallowed at a time, use Allium 6C. If there is heartburn and a craving for ice-cold water, which is vomited up as soon as it becomes warm in the stomach, and food is regurgitated shortly after swallowing with a sour taste in the mouth and sour belching, use Phosphorus 6C. Self-help. Vitamin E is recommended for this condition. Appetite changes. Loss of appetite is quite common in acute or chronic illness. It can also be aggravated by drugs and can be directly caused by gross overconsumption of vitamins A and D and fluoride, or by a deficiency of iron, zinc, vitamin B1, folate, and biotin. The appetite usually returns to normal once the offending substance is withdrawn or the deficiency made up, but if there is no improvement within 3 or 4 weeks, consult your doctor. Specific remedies to be taken every 8 hours for up to 2 weeks, provided appetite loss is not due to excess or deficiency, drugs, or a diagnosed illness. For loss of appetite caused by grief and there is a complete loss of interest in food, solids, and fluid, and cigarettes and things of this nature, but no aversion to them, use Ignatia 30C. If the person is not at all thirsty and has a particular aversion to fats and eggs, use Pulsatilla 30C. If the person is put off food by a bitter taste in the mouth and has a yellow tongue and feels generally hungover, use Nux 30C. If the person is hungry but feels full after just a few mouthfuls and has a lot of wind in the stomach, use Lycopodium 30C. Specific remedies. To be taken after acute illness when the person has no appetite but feels in need of a tonic. Use Gentiana 3X, 5 drops to be taken 1/2 hour before meals for up to 10 days. To increase the appetite may be a symptom of hyperthyroidism, which is a general speeding up of all the body processes, or hypoglycemia, and sometimes depression. In bulimia, sudden cravings for huge amounts of food are followed by guilt and then self-induced vomiting and abuse of laxatives. Specific remedies to be given 3 times daily for up to 2 weeks. For an increased appetite, but with no corresponding weight gain, the person feels hot and faint with gnawing pains in the stomach if food is not eaten at regular intervals. The person is increasingly forgetful, so feels a need to check everything twice. Use Iodum 6C. For an increased appetite accompanied by weight loss, especially around the neck, and there is a craving for salt, use Natrum Mur 6C. For increased appetite that is associated with worms, use Cina 6C, that's Cina. For a non-stop craving for food, use Psorinum 6C, that's Psorinum, Psorinum 6C. For increased appetite but a feeling of fullness after just a few mouthfuls, use Lycopodium 6C. Cravings and aversions are well known in pregnancy. In some cases, are an indication of a deficiency or food allergy. Homeopaths take special note of food likes and dislikes when prescribing constitutionally. I have a great many videos now on many different topics, and so I've decided to make several different video playlists so that it's easier to find the videos of greatest interest. So please check out my playlist page. Well, that's it for now. To stay up to date with my latest videos, make sure to subscribe to this free YouTube channel by clicking the red subscribe button right below this video. Take care.